This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Upgrade your business with Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning fewer carts going abandoned and more sales going cha-ching. So if you're into growing your business, get a commerce platform that's ready to sell wherever your customers are. Visit shopify.com to upgrade your selling today.
¿Hablas español?
Sprichst du Deutsch?
If you've heard that sound from Babbel before, I bet you do. Babbel is the science-backed language learning app that actually works. With quick 10-minute lessons handcrafted by over 200 language experts, Babbel gets you on your way to speaking a new language in just a few weeks. With over 16 million subscriptions sold and a 20-day money-back guarantee, just start speaking another language with Babbel. Right now, up to 55% off your Babbel subscription at babbel.com/Spotify podcast. Spelled BABBEL.com/Spotify podcast. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Hey y'all, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year, dear listener. Happy New Year to you. Hi, this is the first time I'm coming on the podcast in the entire year. So we haven't spoken since last year, LOL. How are you guys? I have missed this podcast, this audience, talking to you so much, and you know I do not take it for granted. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for having me in your ears. How do you feel about 2025? I'm really excited about this year. This year I turned 25 myself, so I'm excited to turn 25 and just feel grown, feel like an adult, feel like, the prefrontal cortex has clicked. It definitely is clicking, but I'm really excited to just transition into my next, quarter century. And I feel really good about it, and I'm really excited about this year because I know it has great things in store for both you and I. I don't know how to start the podcast this year. I've done the whole goals thing. I think I did the goals thing last year. But this year, I figure we come in easy and we do in and outs because I definitely have things that I want to be in this year and things that I think are going to be out. They need to be out. They need to leave. And I hope that as you're listening to this episode, you laugh a little, you agree a little, and you nod your head some. Are you ready? Okay. So we're going to go I'm going to go do a in, and then I'm going to do outs, and then in and outs. And they're 5 on each side, so they're 10 total. So this episode shouldn't be too long, but I think it's going to be good. So, you ready? All right. Okay, so my first in for 2025 is definitely routine, systems, and structure. There is just no way I can go into being 25 without having these things down. Just for my own personal sake. I've started reading James Clear, Atomic Habits again. This is my second time reading it, and it's really great because a lot of these things I know, but it's nice rereading the book and hearing the specific things James says. For example, I've been wondering why it's been harder for me to wake up early, and here I am thinking it's just about motivation, but James Clear, he makes it very, very clear in his book that it's not about motivation. It's just a lot of these things I had forgotten, I guess, within time, but it's nice to get a refresher in that it's not about motivation. It really is just about being firm and setting these specific, I want to say boundaries or goals, but somewhere between that, setting these very specific guidelines for yourself and you making sure that you meet them. So that is what I'm doing this year. That is definitely an in for me, and that is what I will be holding myself accountable for. Routine, system, and structure. Okay, so now to my first out, and my first out is actually a funny little jab, but TikTok is out apparently. Apparently they're getting rid of the TikTok. Actually, I'm really sad about it. I really enjoy TikTok, and I do believe that this is people's livelihoods that they are disrupting, but I understand why it is going. But yeah, seems like TikTok is leaving us in 2025, but we'll see. Today is the 11th of January, and what they have until the 19th. So we'll see what happens with TikTok. But yeah, that's my first out. Okay, so now to my next in. And my next in for 2025 is shutting up. Yeah, I want to be the mysterious girl. In 2025, I really want to stop talking. I just want to be, and it's so funny, I have a podcast, I know, but I mean, I'll speak on here, but like in real life, in person, I just want to be the girl that listens. Honestly, that's really what it comes down to. I want to be more observant. I want to train myself to not be as reactive, and I am super, super reactive right now. And I mean, there was a time in my life where that was good, but there's also a time in your life where you can kind of take, the back seat and kind of just let things unfold. And that is what I'm trying to do now. And also for the sake of learning, you won't learn if you're the one that's always speaking or teaching sometimes. And that's not the case in every single case, but at least in places where I'm finding myself, I definitely want to watch and observe more, and also so that when I decide to speak, it is a loaded thought, and not like, how do I explain this, but not necessarily that's just a loaded thought in of itself, but it's a thought that has accumulated from watching and observing. As I'm saying this, I'm remembering something I had heard about active listening. And active listening is sometimes you just listening to learn and hear from the other person's perspective. But I find sometimes that when I'm listening to figure out what I'm going to say back. And that's not, when I realize that I'm in that place of listening, I am not listening to learn or understand perspective. I am listening to speak. And that's what I don't want to do anymore. Like this year, I really want to sit, learn, listen, and gain more perspective. So yeah, 2025 and in is shutting up, and that's what we're gonna do. Okay, now for our second out, and that will be not being responsible. I just basically want to hold myself to what I say and do the things that I say I'm gonna do. And I don't want to give myself an easy out anymore. So that's just it. Like this year, I'm going to make sure that I am responsible. I'm done making excuses. I'm done procrastinating. I'm done putting things off. I want to just do what I say I'm going to do. Okay. And number 3 is community. And this year, I am definitely trying to stop doing things by myself. I'm definitely going to try to stop having hobbies that are just like one person, like introverted hobbies. I definitely want to build a community. 2024, I did a good job in kind of putting myself out there. So now it's more about honing in on the communities that I've put myself in. I really don't want any new communities. I think I'm okay where I am right now. It's just to dig a little deeper in the wells that I'm already using. So yeah, that's my end for 2025. All right, and my third out is actually one that I mentioned earlier, but it's procrastinating. Recently, I've been dealing with procrastination more than I have in a while, and I just don't like it. I remembered why I really tackled procrastination hard in 2023. And like I need to stop. I don't know. I've just been falling back into the system of just putting things off, and I just don't like the anxiety that it induces and the guilt that happens after as well. So yeah, an out is definitely procrastinating in 2023. We're not doing that anymore. We are grown over here. Okay. All right. So this is a pretty cool in, I think, but in 2025, I am trying to do more self-studying. That is an in 2025. I'm trying to take a different approach on learning. I know and I recognize and I realize that learning is very, very, very important. So I'm trying to take a different approach on how I do it and implement active learning in my life. And I have these moments where I realize that I really, really like a specific topic. I want to make it a habit of me going and studying those specific topics and looking into them and deep diving into them and talking about them. So definitely this year, I want to make space for self-studying. I want to make space for researching. I want to make space for learning. So yeah. Okay. Fourth out is credit cards. Yes. Yeah, credit cards. They have to go. In 2024, I did pay off all my credit cards, yay. But they need to stay paid off. They need to stay sitting on zero. They need to stay not spent. So we are not doing that this year. We are going to budget this year. We are going to get a second job if we need to this year. We are going to look for different avenues for revenue this year, not spending off the credit card because she can't be touched. Okay, we need to keep that credit score high and the credit balance low. So credit card, spending on the credit card, that's out this year. We're done with that. We are done with that. Can I get an amen? Amen. LOL. We are almost done. We are down to our last two ins and outs. And my last in is a reading. I have been reading and I want to be reading at night. Just even for the sake of my imagination. Let's be for real. I do not want to lose that skill of being able to see beyond my eyes. And I just really like reading. I really like how reading allows me to be able to picture what I'm seeing in my head as I'm reading. And I just like that. I don't want to lose that skill. And I've been doing it for the last few weeks now. And I like it. So I would like to continue to do that this year and stick to it and be intentional about sticking to it too. All right. And the last one is, and excuse my French, but an out in 2025 is half-assing things. I am so tired of doing things halfway or doing things like doing the minimum. I'm tired of doing that. I don't like the way it makes me feel. I don't like the work that it produces. This year, if my hands find something to do, I want my hands to do it well. And that is going to be a model for me in 2025. Whatever your hands find to do it well. And that is a serious, serious thing for me. I want whatever comes out of me, whatever is produced from me, whatever comes from my outflow to be things of excellence. So I will stop half doing things. I will stop half putting effort into things. I'll put my all into everything I do. And that is what I want to be known for. And that is what I want my identity to be. So yeah, I think that's it. I'm really happy and I'm proud and I'm thankful for you being here, you listening to me. Please, in the comments section, because Spotify allows this now, put in what your ins and your outs are. If you really felt something and you really, really agree on one of the things I said, put it in the comments. Let's chit chat. Let's banter. I will definitely, absolutely reply. You can follow the Instagrams. You can follow me at Fikayo. You can follow the podcast at @the_table_pod. Please remember to give us the stars. It helps the podcast grow. And if there's something particular that you want to hear about on the podcast, please let me know. I will be sure to cover said topics. I love you guys so freaking much. Thank you all so much for all you do for me, all the support, all the love. It really means a lot. And yeah, all right. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot. Don't forget, pray really loud and laugh all the time. I mixed it up. I'm so laugh really loud and pray all the time. Bye, y'all.